If you can vlog with this thing, congrats. You are a very strong human being, and I am scared of you. That's awesome. Hey you guys, thanks for tuning in today. Oh, I am so excited. We're talking about gimbals, man. I would say probably one of the biggest booms in the content creating video and film industry. It's gimbals. For those who are unfamiliar with the term gimbal, a gimbal they're used on drones. It's this kind of piece right here that holds your camera, keeps it stabilized. The whole idea of a gimbal comes from the idea of a chicken head. If you take a chicken and you move it, its head actually stays in one place. Nowadays, gimbals kind of used more broadly, but really the gimbal is kind of the joint. That's how when I went to film school, that's how I learned the term. So with that little history out of the way, we're gonna talk about two gimbals. I have access to these gimbals, so I thought, you know what would be fun? Doing an unboxing for each gimbal and then do a crossover episode where both gimbals come together and we do a side-by-side comparison of these amazing pieces of gear, machinery. Just the technology has gotten so great. These manufacturers have really just revolutionized what camera gear is and what we need as filmmakers and video makers and vloggers. We're gonna do a deep dive into both of these machines, and then we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison. Part one, we're doing the Zhiyun Tech Crane 2. I think I'm saying that right. Now, this little gimbal gets great reviews. This was one that I researched particularly for work. Something that can hold a DSLR or the XC10, something that's just substantial. So it came down to like three really good ones. This is a great machine. Love using it. First, we're gonna do an unboxing. We're gonna show you what comes with it, how easily it is to assemble and to balance, and we're gonna use the Canon XC10. Now, I have not done a proper review of this camera, but I love this camera. This is a fun camera. I've got access to two of these. We're gonna use both of them on both the gimbals in that side-by-side comparison. So, you know, you're not really confusing quality of the gimbal versus quality of the camera. It's gonna be the exact same camera on both gimbals. I'll show you how to balance it. We'll show you some of the key features. All right, let's go. Okay guys, so here it is. This is it. This is the Zhiyun Tech. That's right, the Zhiyun Tech Crane 2. I don't have the original packaging because you know me, and I am one who gets very impatient when it comes to unboxings. Now, with that said, this has already been used for work purposes. Basically, once you open the box, this is pretty much it. I love that it comes with a box because these gimbals are not easy to carry around and they're a little bulky, so you can't just throw them in your camera bag. You need a separate bag. You're ready to go with this. This is travel ready. I love that. So we're gonna open this bad boy up. Boom. All right, so like I said, this is obviously not a fresh unboxing, but quick start guide. Yes, you're gonna need this. Just open it up, look at it. This is gonna help you out familiarize yourself with everything that comes with this amazing package. And I'm gonna go ahead and be your quick start guide, but you do get this, or any gimbal that you read this, look at it, know what you're getting yourself into, because every gimbal also needs to be balanced a little differently. So this will help you with that too. This magnificent piece, I love these. It helps extend your grip, but it also is a tripod for you to set down your gimbal to balance it, and I'll show you kind of how that works. Tripod plate, obviously super important, also allows for sliding, and lens stabilization. This is a little lens holder right here. That's gonna really come in handy, and it's adjustable, obviously. Probably don't wanna try to use some other generic tripod plate with your gimbal probably won't work. Batteries. These look like AA's. They are not AA's. These are special batteries for this. You will probably want to order just an extra set of these. I did. I have not been in a situation yet. Granted, this is pretty brand new, but I've not been in a situation in which I needed to replace batteries mid-shoot. These things last like 8 hours or something, or 12 hours, or I mean, longer than you're gonna be shooting with a gimbal anyway. At some point, you're gonna need to take a break and might as well recharge then. I have 2 sets of these and then what's already here in the gimbal, just in case. Or the charger, which is nice and compact, USB, so you got a USB. Now, this obviously does not come with the gimbal. This is an iPhone charger. Anything like this that can plug into a USB will work with this. That's one thing I found a little odd, is that something like this does not come in this package. You kind of have to provide your own. They're so common that I guess they figure, well, why add cost? I don't know, that's weird. But it works, so you got your USB charge, good to go. Underneath the gimbal is this cool little package, which just comes with all kinds of cables and adapters and things like that. These are going to be important depending on what camera you get. Now, this gimbal is very compatible with Canon cameras. You have some Canon adapters in here. It can also, I think it can adapt to other cameras too. I've seen the most emphasis on Canon, which is awesome for me because I'm a Canon guy. Let's pull this bad boy out. The nice thing you're gonna notice about this is it's fully assembled. You do not need to put it together. It is put together for you right out of the box, which is nice and fantastic. Obviously, you're gonna wanna plug in your tripod here, just screw that on. Your camera plate will actually already be on here, but you're gonna want to take that off, put that on your camera, and then start balancing. That's it, that's everything in the box. Now, with all this, you also have the option of ordering this guy because of that just extra gripability, kind of dual handle ability, which for a shoot we just did with this, definitely came in use. This is not something that comes with it. I just recommend ordering it separately or getting it as part of the bundle because it is very useful. So now that we've opened this thing up, we've seen the content, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw a camera on here, we're gonna balance it, we're gonna kind of check out some of the features and just show you what this thing's about. So first of all, we need a camera. Like I said, we're gonna use the Canon XC10. It's a fun camera. Same batteries as the 5D Mark II, 3, and 4 6D. So I mean, super compatible with DSLRs. First things first, this thing pretty much ready to go right out of the box. Now we've got this guy. Now, before you balance your camera, it's very important. Take your lens cap off. I also don't necessarily need the lens hood on here. I like to have it on because it makes the camera look a little bigger, but you really don't need it on. So get your camera ready to go. Now, if you're gonna throw a mic on here, that's gonna throw the balance off. Be aware of things like that while you're balancing your cameras. Throw your tripod plate on. Now, the little lens guard can just be in a good, convenient spot, somewhere where it's not gonna touch the focus or the zoom ring. About where I want that, so I'm just gonna kind of lock that down. And these things do that for you, and good to go. So you want to slide this guy in first, balance this first. Slide the plate until the camera stays still. We're happy with that. Lock it off with this knob here. Then you flip it like this. If the lens stays up like that, you're balanced. And if it not, then you're gonna undo this little knob right here. You're gonna get it just so, like I said, you want it point straight up without it moving. Lock it off, that's good. You're gonna undo this and you're gonna slide this on until this is balanced. And when it's done, you're gonna lock it off. You wanna make sure that you're holding your gimbal like this and that the gimbal will stay balanced. Now it's giving me a little issue, so you wanna do micro adjustments because too much might be too much and then it's gonna be way off. So that's actually pretty good right there. So we're gonna walk that off right there. Call it good enough for now. What happens when we turn this sucker on? So that's a balanced camera. I'm pretty happy with how that balances without turning it on. I mean, that looks pretty steady. You can tap it and it kind of moves, but that's pretty good. Now, what's really gonna balance it is when you turn this sucker on and get it going. You got a little power button right here. You're gonna hold that. Your little screen's gonna come up there. You're off to the races, man. Like, you're done. I don't want to get out into all the little features with this thing. We've got a little focus knob here if you can control the camera with, there's a little port back here where you can plug in a USB cable, whatever's compatible with your particular camera, and then you can control your focus, your ISO, your aperture, all of that great stuff, which is really nice to be able to have at your thumb as opposed to having to touch your camera and mess with the balance. So that's really useful. You've got different modes. Like I said, you've got PF mode, L mode. This keeps the camera from, no matter what you do, the camera's gonna try and stay in one place and focus on one area. PF mode, again, now your camera's back to kind of following your motion. If you double tap, so it gives you a little more fine-tuned access in F mode, but I'd sooner take it back to PF mode, double tap to get that. Now you can triple tap to put it in selfie mode. I don't care about selfie mode. That is the nuts and bolts of this really great little machine. You know, you've got different camera moves that you can do with it, which I really dig. I'm gonna do some recordings so I can kind of throw some of this as B-roll, just so you can kind of see how great this is on L mode. Just kind of the ability to move back and forth and it stay in one place. Then we're gonna change our mode to this. So you can kind of, it's a little bit more like kind of following the motion a little bit better. Gives you that crane feel. Whereas if you're in O mode, that crane look's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna see what selfie mode looks like. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Interesting. You know, I mean, I'm all about using my GorillaPod for vlogging. I feel like this is just a lot to vlog with, you know? And I can't really see, so it's just weird. It's heavy, and I'm tired. Now my arm's tired, so now I need to set this thing down. But that is the Zhiyun Tech Crane 2, guys. Let me show you the handle. I should show you the handle. I know this video's almost over, but so when you close this sucker up, you can tripod back up, fit this on, you tighten up the knob again, and now you have a two-handed gimbal, which is really nice. This is very useful if you're using a one wheel or a dolly or something. It's actually nicer to have kind of like your feet planted and just kind of moving. That is a little nicer, and it's better on your arms, man. Like, so I recommend it. It's not necessary, it's not the most necessary, it's a luxury, it's nice to have. So nice piece to have, but I think like as a bundle, this was under 1,000, under 900, under 1,000. So pretty sweet deal for like cinematic style movement for your camera. Under $1,000, yes, please. That's it, that's the Zhiyun Tech Crane 2. I'm not saying go out and get this, but if you're looking for cinematic movement, you're looking for a good gimbal, I recommend it. I think it's a good gimbal. There's a lot of great gimbals out there. I'm not gonna say which one's better. I wish I could tell you this is it. It might not be. It might not be for you. Do your research, look at other YouTubers. Other YouTubers will tell you flat out, this one, get this one. It comes down to your personal needs, so don't feel pressured. I see gimbals, I'm like, that YouTuber uses it. Purchase. I do my research, I really make sure that this is gonna be what works for me. So with all that said, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you were educated. Stay tuned for part 2 where we open up another gimbal. You know what, I'm gonna show you what the other gimbal is. That's right, you heard me talking about it. It's the Ronin S I was talking about earlier. Pretty excited. This guy is a beast. We're gonna be opening this guy in the next video. So thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Bye, guys.